Good afternoon to all you out there who will be watching and probably critiquing my video today. I'd like to talk to you about book banning, actually. Books are a very important part of our world. They're a tool, actually, that all of us have the ability to use, mostly for free. You can get a library card at your local library and it doesn't cost any money. Even technology. Google itself has, I think, over 100,000 free titles that you can download and read from your home. Books can teach you new things. They can take you on an adventure, or they can walk you through history. The things that have happened in our history. You can have a little window into what once was. Books have been banned, burned, and censored pretty much since they have been available to people. Books are still banned and burned in some parts of the world and are still banned and censored here in America also. Books are most often banned by oppressive governments, tyrannical leaders, religious organizations, or special interest groups. The banning of books is an infringement on our First Amendment constitutional rights. My name is Billy Dawson, and I'm going to be talking to you today about my great love of books and why we should not ban them. During my research, I was actually quite surprised to find that a lot of the books that I and probably many of you had read during high school literature class are on some of these lists. Emily Petsko's 35 Most Banned Books of the last 5 years has books such as To Kill a Mockingbird, The Bluest Eyes, and Huckleberry Finn included on their list of banned books. One of the things that surprised me about Petko's article was that Captain Underpants, which is a children's series that my children have even read, was banned recently because there's a gay character in it. During ancient times, who you would find to be the most proactive in the banning or burning of books would be the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church did not allow any material that they considered rhetoric or heresy. And basically that meant that if you believed in anything that wasn't what they considered biblical truth, then you were committing heresy, and it was punishable by sometimes death. One of the great challenges that was made by the Catholic Church was to Sir Galileo. According to History.com's article, Galileo is convicted of heresy. The church brought him under inquisition. Galileo was a physicist and an astrologist in his time, and he believed that the sun revolved around the earth, and the Catholic Church believed that the earth was the center of the universe. And so his teachings were considered anti-church. During the Inquisition, he was imprisoned for quite some time. At the end of everything, they decided that he was to renounce all of his teaching, and he was imprisoned for the rest of his life. He was also never allowed to teach anywhere again. Probably the next big folks of people that went around burning books were Nazi Germans under Adolf Hitler's command. They burned, according to Burnings and Bannings in History article, the Nazis burned thousands and thousands of books of authors that they considered to be Jews, communists, if they were from minority groups. Some of the authors that were included in these burnings were Albert Einstein, Helen Keller, and Ernest Hemingway. Book banning is a way of whitewashing history. Many religions, governments, and political factions do not want their violent paths to be remembered. Some people don't like the sound of the truth, and they don't want it expounded through literature. They also want to minimize the effect that certain events had on people during different times. I believe that we can never see beyond our own scope unless we are willing to open ourselves up, and books are a wonderful way to do that. Even in today's times, you will find, if we take away books, we take away history. And even in today's times, you will find that there are people who renounce that there was Nazi concentration camps. There are countries that will tell you that none of that even ever happened. And if we take away books like The Diary of Anne Frank, where we actually witness these things happening through the eyes of a young girl, then the history is erased. And over time, it could only take several generations before something had completely disappeared from the writings of history without books. A couple generations from now, without some of the books we had, we wouldn't be able to believe that America had participated in desegregation in the ways that they had. People would possibly be able to believe that there was never any Jewish concentration camps, or that there was never a Nazi movement. I'd like to use a quote from Stephen King right now. I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit. He said, "When books are ran out of school libraries, don't get mad, get even." He says, "Run, do not walk, to the nearest bookstore and buy whatever it is and read it, because whatever they want you to keep out of your eyes and mind is exactly what you need to know." My call to action to you today is read. Run out there and get yourself a book and read it. It doesn't matter what it is, but it always is a good idea to get a book that opposes your opinions, because I feel like if you look at the other side, you may find common ground, and sometimes we can come together in a better way by learning more about each other, and books allows us to do that. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.